So today we are going to be talking about things that are stopping us as ladies from living according to our full potential. But before we go into that, I really want to say thank you for the amazing support that you have given me and the encouragement ever since we started this channel. And I'm very sure that we are going to have a beautiful journey on this platform. So when I was growing up, I used to wonder why I'm not so good at anything that was obvious. You know, you look at someone, they have a beautiful voice and they can sing. This one is good with sports. This one is good at talking. And for me, I was always wondering, I do not have a good voice. I'm not good at sports. I'm an introvert. I cannot talk in front of people. When I would stand, I would start shaking. I don't know what to tell, to speak or what to say. And so I used to say, maybe I don't even have any talent or any gift as an individual. So I used to, you just go through life as it is. For people whom I went to school with, they can tell I was always quiet, not doing anything apart from maybe being in books. But one thing I know is that God created each one of us for a purpose. And for us to fulfill that purpose, God gave us unique abilities, unique strengths that are only unique to you as an individual so that you can fulfill that purpose. And I want to give an example of, say, a glass. You have seen many types of glasses. There are all sorts of glasses because the person who made them, they sat down and had to think of, what do I want to achieve? What is the vision for this something that I'm going to create? And for it to be achieved, for it to be used for that specific reason, they had to give that glass the right features. They had, if it's a wine glass, they had to put where someone has to hold. It had to have a base. It had to be shaped in a certain way, different from other glasses, because it had a unique purpose it had to be used for. And that is the same thing with each one of us. God created us. Actually, in the Bible, we are told that God is a potter and we are the clay. So he had a specific reason as to why he created you. And for you to fulfill that purpose, he gave you the right things to use for you to have that purpose fulfilled. But there is a problem as to why we are not seeing all that be fulfilled in our lives. Just take a good example of yourself. You might be struggling and you're also asking yourself, why am I on this earth? What am I supposed to be doing? You're not seeing yourself doing anything unique, and yet people are telling you you have potential, but for you, you're not even seeing it in or through you. So today we are going to be talking about those things. What is stopping you and what do you need to do so that you can achieve or live according to your full purpose in life? So the first thing that is stopping you, or the first thing that is stopping me, is living to people's expectations. And we know this as ladies, society, our friends, even ourselves. We have so many expectations that just put us on pressure for no good reason. We talk about, they will tell you, as a lady, you're supposed to be doing this. As a lady, you should do this. As a wife, you should do this. There are a lot of you should do this and the other, and you shouldn't be doing this. And sometimes you get confused on what am I supposed to do or what am I not supposed to do. And the list is endless. If you're already an old lady of 25 and you're not yet married, they will tell you get married. Everyone is asking you, your auntie, wherever you go, when are you getting married? Whom are you dating and all that? You get married. You know the next question, when are you having children? You get children. When are you having another one? Like, the list keeps on piling and piling. And if you're not careful, you will get tired. You will be exhausted as an individual, because there are so many things that people are putting on you. And I want to talk about one specific thing that is really affecting us and just killing us. It is beauty standards. There are so many things that they tell us as ladies, and sometimes you don't know what to do or what not to do. They will tell you, as a lady, you have to do this. I remember when I was starting this YouTube channel, I told myself, now that you're going to be online, people are going to be looking at you, you need to go and work on your nails. But I rarely work on my own nails. I can count the times that I've painted my nails. But already, because I know that if I'm going to be online, the world is going to be looking at me. They expect ladies to be looking like this. I was already putting on myself on pressure. But I remembered who I am, and I told myself that I'm not going to do something for people. If I'm to do something, it should be because I really want to do it, and I know that it is from within me. So we are told that you have to work out. You can't be too fat, yet you cannot be too small. You cannot, your hair, it can't be looking like this. You have to have lipstick 24/7. For those that are working, you have to be on heels 24/7. And you know that those high heels are not really comfortable. So you go with a pair of high heels, you put them on, and then you have to remove. Like, the world has given us all these scripts that we are living with, and they are not really helping us to be the people that God created us to be. Recently, there was a Nigerian, he's a prominent, he's a popular Nigerian gospel artist, was getting married, and the wife was so simple. The gown was so simple. She did her own hair on her introduction ceremony. The makeup was so simple, and people started bashing her, saying, what kind of, the man is still young, how can she look like that? And then they were going for, I think, having concerts, and she was going with her husband, and the people were bashing her because she was putting on a long dress. The first time I watched her, before looking at people's comments, I was like, wow, this lady is really looking nice. But people, you go into comments and people are bashing her. But that is who she is. That is what she has chosen to do. And this is a prominent lawyer in the UK. And you find that someone who is just seated at home is bashing someone who is already that successful in life, and they are fulfilling their purpose in life. But because of all these standards that we have put, you find that we are just not helping one another. So I'm going to ask you, all the things that you're doing in order to look nice, it's not bad, but what is your motive? And what is the spirit behind those? If it is not a genuine spirit, and if it is not from within, that you tell yourself that I'm going to do this for myself, I'm going to put on like this, but you're listening to other people, my sister, I will encourage you to drop those scripts and find out who you are. Find out what works for you, and not what works for the other people, what your friends and your family is telling you to do. And that way you're going to be authentic to yourself, and then God can use you to fulfill your purpose in life. And the other thing that I want us to talk about that is stopping us from living according to our full potential is love for money. Ladies, when I look at memes, sometimes we think, people are talking about those memes and they are not who we are. Our gender is okay. But why do you think that the whole world says that female gender loves money? I've given them a reason to say that women love money. And it is true. But let me tell you something. If you want to fulfill your potential or your purpose in life, you cannot love money. You either love your purpose and go for it and pursue it, or you pursue money and you might get it, but at the end of it all, you will not be a satisfied whole person, because if you're not living according to your full potential, there is always something lacking. You might have everything. You will have all the money in the world. You will have the comfort that it might give you. But deep down, when you sit on your bed at night, or when you pause to reflect upon your life, you will realize that there is something lacking, because money cannot give you everything. And it comes in all sorts of disguise. We will tell you career. And then for those who are not maybe in the professional world, they've said, I want to be independent, and they have gone to start their own businesses. But you still see, okay, they'll say, I'm going to stop working and become self-employed so that I can look after my family, my children. And you realize that you're actually spending a lot of money in your businesses, running after your clients and all, more than the time that you're giving to your children, more than the time that you're giving to your family. So you realize that whatever that we are doing it to look for more money and more money. And these days they are telling us, hey, as women, you have to be independent, have your own this, have your own the other. But at the end of it all, you cannot have both. You cannot have your purpose in life or your mission fulfilled in life and still love money. And I want to even make it really plain clear to you. When someone tells you they have a job, what is the first thought that you get in your mind? The first thing will be, or even you ask them, how much are you earning? When someone tells you they are earning maybe 1 million, you will think that they are not successful. But some of us are doing jobs that we are not very happy about. You wake up with a frowned face, you go to work, you're unhappy, your boss is not treating you well, your colleagues are not your friends, but you're there because of that paycheck, you know. But when we look at people who have made impact in life, and it's not because they don't have money, most of them actually have money, but it's not the end in itself. They are making this money, but they want to use this money to fulfill their purpose in life, and that is what gives them fulfillment. And I want to talk about a lady like Mother Teresa. Who does not know Mother Teresa? Most of us even use her quotations. You know, we use her quotes, things that she said. She passed on many years ago, but even up to now, she's having an impact on us. We read about her, we hear about her, we refer to her. But this is someone who had a lot of money, because many people donated to her organization, if I can call it an organization. But she was spending time with the vulnerable people in India, looking after people that were isolated in communities, in societies, because that is what God told her to do. And one thing I have understood and I have really appreciated in life is that when you live according to your full potential, or when you live according to your real mission, your unique mission on life, in life on earth, trust me, even presidents, even royalty are going to come looking for you, and they will bow down before you. Because when you look at Mother Teresa, she was friends with Princess Diana. You know, she saw many presidents, and wherever she went, she was treated like royalty. Why? Not because she had so many things, not because she had money, not because she had a very posh car, or she had a private jet, but because she was living to fulfill her mission on earth. And I know of a couple, when God gave them a vision, they had a very successful business, but they sold it to begin an organization called Campus Crusade for Christ. And they actually were not being paid or anything. They were living on people's donations. And one time, the husband, the man, Dr. Bill Bright, he won a religious award that came with $1 million. But he decided to give all that into God's work. He didn't take a single coin from that money. But up to now, both him and the wife have passed on, but the impact is evident. Many of us have been impacted by their ministry, either directly or indirectly. Their organization that they created, Campus Crusade, has gone to over 200 countries, and the impact is real. It is evident. But not because they loved money. They made a lot of money, like the $1 million, but they donated it. So money is not bad, but as long as it is not the end in itself, as long as it is not what you are, like the one that you're chasing, you will have it, and God is going to bless you with it. But what are you going to use it for? Are you going to use it to fulfill your purpose in life? Are you going to use it to earn the whole world, but at the end of it, you lose your own soul? And then the other point that I want us to talk about, which is affecting us, is impatience. Okay, now this one, I think it is affecting the whole generation, but we are very impatient people. Very impatient people. And trust me, if you do not sit, the Bible tells us that God makes everything beautiful in its own time. When you do not sit and wait on God and trust Him to go through the process, you will not make it in life. We live in what they call a popcorn generation. Like, we jump from one thing to another. When this thing doesn't work, you run away from it and go to another. When this one, even for businesses, you would start this business, it doesn't work 1 or 2 years, you run away from it, you hear that your friend did this and it is working, you go there. Like, we are just unpredictable. We are not stable. Why? Because our motivations are not right. Our inspirations are not right. So you're looking for, what can I do? What can I, But if you're going to be impactful in life, you have to sit and allow God to take you through the process. I remember when I started thinking about this YouTube channel. It wasn't a YouTube channel at first. I was thinking of a TV show. And friends, I got this name, Significant Woman, in 2018. But by then, I wasn't very sure about YouTube. I was thinking of, I can do something like a TV show. and bring women and do the same thing that I'm going to be doing here. But it had to take how many years after 2018 for us to be here today? And God took me through that process. He refined my thoughts, He refined my thinking, and He gave me a wider platform. Because I was looking at using TV, a local TV where your audience is really small. But I'm now on a platform, YouTube, that has over 2 billion active monthly users. It is a bigger platform. But imagine if I had given up. Like I see 2020, things are not working. I'm not having any local TV that is calling me or giving me an opportunity to do this. And then I give up and I stop thinking and I stop dreaming. Right now, wouldn't be here today. So if you want to fulfill your purpose in life, you have to be patient. Go through that process. Go through it. Pray, read, do research. And when you try and something doesn't work out, keep there, because you are very sure that that is what you're supposed to be doing with your life. Especially the beginning years might not be really rosy, but remain there. Remain there. Look for people that can help you. And trust me, you will see amazing results after all that. And then the other thing that is really stopping us is lack of discipline, lack of character. You have heard of people whom you've looked at some people, you look at this woman and you literally see potential in her. But because of their character, you know that they will never even go anywhere. And that's true. You cannot go anywhere without good character. It is always said that to be anywhere, even let's talk about leadership, to have a position in society, there are two things that might take you there. That is your competence and that is your character. Most of us are gifted. You can talk, you can speak, you can do things in a very beautiful way, and everyone knows that. But even if you go anywhere, it is your character that is going to keep you there. So your competence is good, your potential is good, but without character as a woman, trust me, you are not going to go anywhere. And even that has been very evident in my own life. I remember a few years ago, I think I was still young, I was still immature. At my workplace, I was insubordinate. It's so unfortunate said, but I was insubordinate. I used not to care. I wake up and go late at office. Leaders are saying do this and I'm questioning them. And I remember listening to one of the leaders saying, this girl has a lot of potential, but her character. And I remember pausing and looking at my life. And when it's a new year, you make New Year resolutions. That year I didn't have a lot of New Year resolutions. I said I'm going to work on my character. Without anyone telling me, I decided that year I will go to office early. When my leaders tell me this, I'm going to do it. And let me tell you something, that is when I started seeing a lot of things happening in my life. I got opportunities of leadership. I got opportunities to study, to develop, and I've seen a lot of difference in my own life and even in the work that I do, because I decided to focus on my character. And it's not a one thing that you do and then you get done. Developing your character, working on your character is a lifelong process. You have to keep on reflecting upon your life to ensure that, well, if I'm still weak in this area, let me do something different about it. Let me try to improve in this area. If I'm rude, some of us are so rude that even if you're so good at everything we can talk about, you're too rude that people cannot even stay around you. And you're like, me, I'm straight, I will tell you the way it is. No, you don't have to do that. We are told that we rebuke people, we correct people in love, but for you, like, I'm straight, so I'm going to tell you the way it is. I don't care how you react or any. Trust me, with that attitude, it is not going to take you anywhere. You might see that maybe you're a little bit comfortable, but if your character was good, you would be you would be doing greater and greater things. So my dear sisters, if you want to be anything or anyone in life, make sure that you have a good character. If you have any weaknesses, all of us have weaknesses, work on them. Don't give excuses for them. Take responsibility of those areas where you're still struggling and allow God to work on them. Be intentional. Look for help. Seek for help. but do not be adamant in your poor character and you say that is how I am. I used to say those things. That is who I am. Me, I don't. No, there is nothing like that is who you are. God doesn't want you to be a burden to people. God doesn't want you to be rude. God doesn't want you to be so resentful. No, those are things that we have to work on and progress, and you will be amazed at what God is going to do in your life. So the other thing that is stopping us from fulfilling our purpose in life is laziness. Now, I've seen people with a lot of potential, but they just do not put in any effort. When you go to Google and you seek for the definition of potential, they tell you that these are qualities in a person here. Here we are talking about people. These are qualities that can be developed so that someone can be successful or useful in life. There is that statement of can be developed. Now, we know that many people who have beautiful voices, they go for rehearsals, they go for voice trainings, and you're wondering, this person can sing. Or you've had people who are singing, and you're like, this person has a good voice, but there is something missing. Friends, just because you have potential, just because you're gifted, just because you have strength or you're skilled in a certain area, it doesn't mean that you become comfortable and you do not do anything about it to develop that potential, that gift that God gave you. So you have to really, really work hard. And the people that you see who are successful in life, they have done something. They have worked hard to earn that. And I'll tell you myself, sometimes you will see me speaking. Many people, when they look at me when I'm speaking, they'll be like, oh, this girl is confident. This girl is very good at talking. But let me tell you my secret. I prepare whatever I'm going to speak for almost even a week. I'm going to have this sermon if I'm going to preach, or if I'm going to speak to a crowd. I'm going to have this presentation play in my head for almost a week, and I prepare. And the moment that I stand in front of people, I will not even need a paper. I will not even need my computer to refer to, because everything is from the mind, because I've gone through it. I've prepared. I've recorded myself. I've had where I need to improve. I've researched to make sure that when I'm standing in front of people, I speak and they are able to listen. Talk about anything in life. Is it your English? Some of you are very comfortable with how you speak. No. There are many presentations on YouTube. When you're watching a movie, what are you even watching? Some of us, when we are watching a movie, we are listening to the statements that people are saying. When I'm reading a book, I'm looking for statements. How can I improve my English? How can I improve my vocabulary? And you keep on doing this over and over and over again, because we can never say that we are good enough and we've learned enough, so I'm going to be done. I can no longer learn. So you have to really work hard at whatever gift that God has given you. And that thing that you want to be in life, that dream that you want to achieve in life, work so hard on it. Even if it's whatever skill that you can talk about, whatever job that you're doing. Some of us, you are not growing, you're not developing. That will not help you. You're just going to remain there, and people will bypass you at work. You will see people are being referred to. If it's anything, they are referring this person. It's because the leaders or the people that they are working with, they are seeing something. They are seeing growth. Everyone loves people who are growing. So don't be comfortable where you are at. Even in business, anywhere, these are principles that you can put in your life. You can apply in anything that you're doing in life, and they are going to help you. So you seek to develop. You seek to grow. Do not be comfortable. Don't be in a comfortable zone and you're like, I'm good where I am. Trust me, you will see many things, many opportunities that are passing you by, and you will think that maybe people don't like you. No, people actually like you. They want to give you opportunities, but you're not showing that you're able to do anything about them. They just see the same person that you were in 2011 is the same person that you are in 2024. What have you learned? What are you learning to make yourself better? So you have to really work hard. And if you get that opportunity, if you get that thing that you're working on, work at it to the best of your abilities, trusting God that you will do it to the best of your abilities, that you will put your heart in it. You will go an extra mile to research, to learn, to do whatever it takes to make sure that you do it to the best of your abilities. And if it means to learn, please go. These days it is so easy to find knowledge or wisdom anywhere. On YouTube you will see many channels. Compare and see what you can glean from there, but just don't be comfortable where you are at. You cannot. My like personally, even if I'm a leader at my organization, I have to learn what does it mean to be a good leader, and I will learn from people, from people's experiences. So whichever field you're in, look for those people that are better than you. Go into spaces that are going to challenge you, where you will say what you think is the best wisdom you can ever come up with, and someone tells you, no, Edith, actually that is wisdom that we're using 20 years ago. Let them challenge your thinking. Let them challenge your skills. And then you grow. Don't be the best person in the field, in your circles. Don't be the best person. Look for where people are going to challenge you. And trust me, you will see that you're becoming better and better in your life and in the things that you do. And lastly, yet the very most important thing, if you want to be anything in life, go back to the Creator. You know how we started? We said that God is a potter. God is our Creator. When He was creating me, He knew what He wanted me to fulfill on earth. And then He started forming me. Before my mother even met me, God had already met me. When you read the Bible in Jeremiah, He says He created Jeremiah and set him apart so that he can be a prophet. He knew Jeremiah before he was born, and that is true for every one of us. God knew me, God knew you, and He knew Edith is going to do this on earth, so I'm going to make sure that she talks like this. I'm going to make sure that she has this quality and this one, and she has this voice, and she has these eyes. Like everything, He created me for that specific purpose. But you know what we do as individuals? The moment we become on earth, we let other people speak into our lives. We let other people be our directors. And yet when God was creating us, He molded me, gave me everything, gave me a mission, and He wanted me to journey this life with Him, because He's the driver of He's supposed to be the driver of my life. I remember there's this lady who recently drove from London to Nigeria. And when she reached in Nigeria, people were very excited to welcome her. They gave her an apartment. They gave her a car. I think they even made her an ambassador for Lagos for tourism. But one thing I learned from that lady is that, number one, she had the right map, because she traveled through many countries. I don't remember how many, but she traveled through many countries. She had a roadmap of what she's going to do, and she stuck to that one. And by the time she reached in Lagos, indeed, she was on the right destination. She was using the right map through that whole journey. Now, some of us are using wrong maps. Imagine if you want to go to Uganda and you have a map that is taking you to Kenya. Everything that you will have done will be in vain. It will be useless, because you are in a wrong destination. And that is what most of us are doing. We are having wrong maps, and we are going through life thinking that we are doing the right thing and you're chasing the right thing, yet you're completely chasing the wrong thing. And I don't know what will happen at the end of it all when that is why most of us are frustrated. You don't see anything adding up. Like, your life is like, yes, you have things that you think you want and need, but they are not giving you full satisfaction. Trust me, friends, if I go to my room, even if it's at midnight and I'm from work, I'll be satisfied, because I'm doing exactly what I know I'm here to do. But we are frustrated. Why? Because you're spending a lot of energy doing the wrong things. You're going through life doing the wrong things. You're following a wrong map, yet then everything is not making sense to you. So what you need to do is to go back to the Creator. Tell you exactly what you are supposed to do, and allow Him to help you do it on every step of your life. Allow Him to do it. One of the other mistakes that we do is that we think we'll go to God. God will give you a vision. God will tell you, hey, my dear daughter, you're supposed to do this. So you go to God, and He tells you, this is what you're supposed to do. He gives you a vision and He gives you a dream. But the mistake that we make is that we run away from Him. And then we want to do everything in our own strength, in our own will, in our own power. trust me, it's going to be deadly for you and you will not achieve anything. Because the right thing to do is to ensure that you go through every step with God. So you go back to Him and allow Him to lead you, allow His Spirit to guide you on every step that you're going to take while you are achieving that dream. Because trust me, He created you, so He knows how you're supposed to do it and what you're supposed to do. So, my dear sisters, I hope that this is going to help you in one way or another. And trust me, when you start doing the right thing with your life, you will see a lot of things change. And one thing I want to give you as a motivation is whether you're cleaning, let's say your purpose in life is for you to clean, you will find full satisfaction in that. But also, the world will know you, the world will recognize you. And not just now, but even when you have died, your name will outlive you. So it's really worth it. So the choice is yours, whether you're going to continue doing and going through life as is, or you will say, let me just make a change in how I've been doing my life, on how I've been living, and start living a purpose driven life. God bless you, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.